Hello everyone, my name's Emily and welcome to our lovely cake studio. It's nice and pink. Yeah, just while we're waiting for everyone to join, I'll just tell you a bit about myself. My name is Emily. I've been making cakes for probably 10 years now, and I'm going to be talking to you about a product I developed called cake cream. And cake decorating, the cake decorating company are now stocking this on their website, so you can go on there and buy it with all their other lovely stuff. And they've asked me to come on and do a lovely Facebook Live for you to talk to you about it, because it's a new product on the market. So, you okay?
Take the back on again, just on the side camera.
Oh, right, okay. So people can see me now, yeah?
Yeah, well, it's on the cake ring for a second, so I'm just waiting for this to turn back on.
Okay. Technical difficulties, of course. Was I just gone off the screen completely?
It went black for a second.
Okay. So I should introduce Andrew behind the camera here. He's my boyfriend and he helps me out with all the lives and everything. And there's me on my phone. I can hear myself on my own phone. So yeah, Andrew's there and he'll be calling out your questions as we go on throughout the live. So don't be afraid to ask anything. Use my brain. I give you as much information as I can, as I'm able to. I'll try my best. So yeah, basically, if you're just joining and you've never seen me do lives before, I do them all the time. Absolutely love showing you guys what to do, and I always use my product cake cream, so you can use it for making lots of stuff. It's primarily made for making Swiss meringue buttercream, which is a type of buttercream that is not as sweet as American buttercream. So it's really smooth, it's not as sweet, it's just so much nicer to pipe with and to handle. You know, American buttercream kind of has like graininess to it. It doesn't have that. And then I do it in a range of colours as well. So I think I have about 20 different colours, and counting, yeah, and it's always growing. So I'll be showing you a few of those tonight as well, and I'm actually going to show you different things that you can make with cake cream. So I've developed loads of different recipes, so you can use it for making macarons, which I'm going to show you. So maybe just switch the slide camera there, Andrew. So here are some red macarons that I made. Is that alright? Yeah. So you can see that's the vivid red colour, and you can see the lovely deep red you can get with it, and you can also use it for making meringues. So there's some lovely cute meringue kisses with a bit of gold leaf, and that was just the white, so it has no colour in it, and then I painted the inside of a bag just to give it that nice striped effect. So these are some of the colours that are available on the cake decorating site, the cake decorating company site. It's such a mouthful. So yeah, these are kind of the Valentine's-y themed. I'm keeping it kind of Valentine's themed tonight. So these are some of the Valentine's colours. So I have bubble pink, which is a nice hot pink. Then we have pink lace. Can you see these okay? Yeah. Which is a nice pale pink. Then we do flavours as well. So this one is clear in colour, not clear in colour, white in colour. So there's no colour added to it. So you can colour it yourself with your gel paste just as normal. But this is salted caramel flavour. So the colours are all vanilla flavoured, apart from the other ones. And then this is a white. So this is just the plain one with added whitener to it. So if you struggle to get that white buttercream, this is going to help you get there. So I'm going to be using that as well tonight. And then the vivid red, we're going to make that into buttercream. So a really, really nice deep dark red, which you know yourself, it's very, very hard to reach that colour. We also do it in a deep black as well. So I know myself, you have to add like at least a tub and you're still not getting that black colour. So with my cake cream, you will get that deep black colour. And the cake decorating company posted it on their social media, a video yesterday, I think it was on Instagram, and you can see how black it is. It's incredible. But we're keeping it all love themed tonight, so we're going to stick with all the reds and pinks. And then this is our chocolate flavour. So this has chocolate throughout, so you get that chocolate colour and you get the chocolate flavour. It actually tastes like mousse, because cake cream is a meringue based buttercream. It's really light, it's not as heavy as normal buttercream. So I'm going to stop waffling and just get on with it, and then I'll show you the colours and talk through it as we go. So thanks everyone for joining. How many do we have so far?
I was just going to say we are just past 150.
Brilliant.
A few people signing in to say hi and happy new year. Leanne and Karen watching as well. Hi to Shirley, hi to Lorraine.
Well, hello everyone. Andrew's going to call out any questions that you have, so keep them busy, please. So we're going to start off by making the macarons. Oh, and guys, if you could please share this live, get as many of your cakey friends involved, share it onto groups. I'm going to be showing you loads of different tips and tricks this evening, so definitely get all your friends involved.
Marina's watching her first live video ever of you.
Ah, thank you.
All the way from Balbriggan.
Thanks for tuning in. And you're from Ireland.
Yeah, just up north.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay, so stand mixer is the best, but everything I'm making tonight you can actually use with a hand mixer if that's all you have. Obviously an electric hand whisker. Don't use just a whisk.
You're there all night.
Yeah. I don't think it'd be possible. So we're going to start off by making the heart macarons. And it's so simple because the mix gives you that meringue base already. So we just add our mix. So we're going to do, so first thing you'll notice is the mix is white. Let's make sure that's actually coloured. Yeah, that's fine. I have a few bags here with just icing sugar in it from when I was just like trying to get photos of the products. So the recipe is on our website, cake-cream.com. I will call it out as we go along for the macarons. On the back of the package you'll find the recipe for the buttercream, so you don't need to worry about remembering that. So I have put in 125 grams of cake cream, and this is the bubble pink that we're doing. So that's the colour there. So you'll see the mix is actually white right now, which is a bit confusing. But once I add my water to it, the magic happens. So I'm just going to stir that in. And that was 45 grams of water, and just room temperature is perfect.
See it changing already.
So can you see the colour? I always love that. I think it's like magic. Okay. And then we're just going to pop that on. And I always use a timer for this, and that's how you're going to get consistent results with your macarons. Oh, I always go into my calculator when I'm looking for my timer. Oh, okay. So I'm going to put it on for 6 minutes to start with, and then I'm going to put this on full power. So it might get a little bit loud for a little bit. So hopefully you can still hear me. This is where normally when my voice goes. Yeah. I'm not used to talking this much, especially throughout the lockdown. It's like you're just at home doing nothing. And basically we're going to make a meringue with this. So we want to whip it up so it is nice and it's nice peaks, and you can actually put the bowl over your head if you wanted. So I'm just going to leave that to the side. And I'm going to talk to you about the almond flour. So I have 100 grams of almond flour here, and so almond flour and ground almonds, there is a little difference between them. So almond flour should be ground finer. So you know, if you think about flour, how fine it is, there's no bits in it. So it should be really like sand almost. You don't want big clumps of almond nuts in it. And you can use ground almonds because I know they're easier to find and they're cheaper as well. So sometimes like the M&S ground almonds I find are more like almond flour. They're really fine. So what you can do is you can sieve out to get the good bits, or you can put it into a little coffee grinder and grind it down to get rid of the big bits if you're using ground almonds. You just want it really nice and fine, and that's how you're going to get better results. I love just getting the almond flour because you know every time you get it, it's going to be the same amount, the same fineness, if that makes sense. It's going to be consistent. But again, if you're using ground almonds, like sometimes, like I would buy, here in Ireland we have, what's the one I always get? Is it Super Value brand? No, the ground almonds I think is Super Value brand. I think you guys have Aldi over there, don't you? Yeah. So Aldi, I've been told, works. So basically they come in like 200 gram bags, and I would put the whole bag into a sieve and just sieve out 100 grams, and what's left would be too kind of chunky. And then you could put that into a coffee grinder if you want, or you can use that for making an almond sponge, or I don't know, what else would you use ground almonds for? Yeah, I'm sure you'll think of something. So yeah, that's that. And then I have a nozzle on my piping bag. So if you're doing hearts, they're quite tricky. Obviously round is going to be much easier, but if you're going to do a heart shape, you definitely want a nice small nozzle, and that way you'll have more control. And so this is a Gem 1R nozzle. Okay, that's a Gem 1R. But if you have anything similar that's small, that's okay. You can just cut your bag without a nozzle, but you're not going to get, it's not going to be as neat. So yeah, do we have any questions on that so far? Yes, the nozzle goes inside the bag. So do we have any questions so far?
I think people watching live in the USA in a sense that for someone wanting to order from the USA, where's that to go from?
I'm not sure. Do cake decorating company ship worldwide? Bryony, if you're watching, you might help me out on that one. Bryony is working for the cake decorating company, and she's I think she's on there helping me out. Or maybe if someone else has ever ordered from the cake decorating company, they will know.
Do you get a black or a red tone in the same way as the buttercream if you're adding colour?
Yeah, you do. Some people say you don't get it as long. Obviously depends how much you eat. But yeah, you do. Like, it's food colouring, you're going to. But I think that's part of the fun of it.
And she's replied to her, they do deliver to the USA, and they were on the website. Yes, they do deliver to the USA.
Yeah. I don't really find it so much with macarons. I think it's more with like the wet filling, like a buttercream, because of the moisture. Maybe Andrew will do a little test for us.
I'll show you. Put a picture afterwards. Remember, but Gina is saying thank you for helping her over the weekend with her macarons.
Oh, you're very welcome, Gina. That's no problem. I love helping you guys.
Watching Jeanette, watching from Wilmington, USA.
Hi, Jeanette.
Happy New Year from Lisa.
Happy New Year 2021. Good things are going to happen, right?
Hi from Catherine in Essex.
So I'm just going to talk about when you're baking. So preferably if you're making these, I will prefer you to bake on parchment paper. I've been messing around with trying to do it on silicone. That's why I'm doing it silicone tonight. I find it's very temperamental on the silicone. If you want really to make it as easy as possible for yourselves, just do it on parchment, okay? Trust me. And then I have a little template underneath here for the hearts and circles, just so you can, so they're consistent, so they're all going to be the same size, so the guide really helps. So yeah, so 20 seconds left on this now, so I put it in for 6 minutes. Every mixer is going to be different watts or whatever, a different strength. Like, I know my KitchenAid is not as strong as my big Kenwood, so it will take less time in a Kenwood. Also, it depends how much your balloon whisk sits into your batter. If it's not touching it much, it's going to take longer.
Phyllis is asking where we're based.
We're based in Ireland.
Centre Dublin.
But the cake decorating company is in the UK.
Kathy loves her kitchen.
Thank you.
Hi from
So I just want to
Wales.
show you the peaks here. So can we see that there?
Hello, yeah.
So when you stick your whisk in, pull it out gently. If it flops over a little bit, that's fine. I'd prefer it to be under whisked than over whisked. So you can actually get it to stand up if you don't have a lot on your whisk. So that'd be kind of ideal.
Yeah.
You see that okay?
Yeah.
If it's over whisked, basically you'll have loads of peaks all over it, and that's over whisked. So I always prefer if you're doing it to under whisk, because your batter will end up so thick it'll be like porridge. So that was on for 6 minutes on my mixer.
Another first timer Maggie watching from Ireland.
Hello Maggie.
Welcome.
Welcome. Okay, so we're going to put in our almonds straight in. Ooh, So move that out of the way. And this is called macaronage. It's like a French thing. Don't ask me, I don't know. I'm probably not even saying it right. And basically we just want to fold in the almonds really gently. And then we're going to take some of the air that we whisked into it. And I don't know why you have to do this. I don't know who like came up with this as well. But basically we want to take some of the air out. If you don't take enough air, you'll end up with cracked, bulging shells. And if you take out too much air, they'll kind of look like moons. So it is important. And this is where it takes a few times to kind of get used to how much you need to do it. I always say don't mix any longer than 2 minutes. And then what I'll do is, with my spatula, I'll push it against the side of the bowl once all the almonds are mostly incorporated, just to take out the air a little bit quicker. And then
Lisa's suggesting that the bigger bits of almond can be put into macaroons.
oh yeah, you can make macaroons, yeah. I think I saw someone say Bakewell as well. That's another good idea. Bakewell.
Flourless brownies.
Flour. Oh yes, yes, definitely. And they'll be gluten free as long as everything else is gluten free.
Where can I get a piping bag holder like that pink one?
Ooh, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if the cake decorating company stocked them. If Bryony's watching, she might be able to tell you, or if you check on their site. You can just use a glass as well if you have a big glass. Some people do that.
Yeah. What was the name of the nozzle again?
Gem 1 or 1 R?
R?
Or? I can't say that word. Or that letter.
One or what?
Just gem. Shut up.
Or else.
Okay, so I think we're nearly there. And basically what we want is it starts to get a bit shiny and it's a little bit more fluid. That's when you know you're good to go.
Maria made some yesterday using the vivid red. Said her piping skills didn't help, but oh my god, they were so delicious.
Ah, that's good.
It's always the good thing that no matter what you do with them, they come out tasting nice.
Yeah, like even if you overmix them, I actually, on the Cake Cream Instagram page, I actually posted up the picture of them. They actually just look like lovely little cookies.
Yeah.
And I decorated them with chocolate and sprinkles and some glitter, and edible glitter of course, and then put some buttercream and sandwiched them, and like they're just like moon pies kind of. I have to keep drinking water because my voice keeps going when I talk too much.
Sarah's asking where are your glasses this week.
My what?
Your glasses.
Ah, they're over there. They keep falling off my face, so I'm kind of semi-blind right now.
Just do what I feel.
Yeah. You know, I got 2 pairs before Christmas, which was actually I think before our second lockdown, and I had a really bad back at the time, so Andrew went to get them for me, and I didn't realise that you had to go to get them fitted, so every time I do this they just fall off my face, so I manage without.
Can you remind me where I get the recipe for the macarons?
So cake-cream.com, maybe Andrew if you type that out there for them. So we have a few different recipes, so you can make cupcakes, cake sponge, you can make cookies, you can make the meringue kisses, red velvet cake. If you use the red cake cream, you can make them an amazing red velvet cake, mousse, loads. And I'm coming out with more and more recipes all the time.
Leanne Smith is ahead of us already with the cake cream link.
Good woman.
Thank you, Leanne.
Thank you, Leanne. Right, so I'll pipe some rounds as well, just to show you. Oh, we're in the centre of Dublin and there's just someone walking around shouting. This is
really like cakes.
So I'll do a round first because we'll start off basic. So just pipe in the centre, hold your piping bag up about maybe half an inch, and then stop squeezing and then kind of go around in a circle. Don't lift your piping bag straight up because then you'll get a little peak, we'll call it.
You've learned.
I know some people will have different words for it.
Where exactly in Ireland are you based?
We are in Dublin.
Centre.
Yeah. And I think the cake decorating company is in Nottingham. I don't know who you're asking.
Yeah.
The cake decorating company or
Should
me.
presume it's cake decorating.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Zara asked, can you use any different type of flour? Use hazelnut.
Yeah, I use hazelnuts, ground hazelnuts. I found some in Lidl before Christmas and I lost my mind. They were incredible and I just substituted them out the exact amount and they were perfect. Right, so I'm going to do the hearts now, and this is where it's tricky, okay? So basically what I do is I do 2 teardrop shapes, okay? And they join together. So we're going to start off in the kind of scallop, or like the round bit at the top, and then we're going to bring it down to the peak at the bottom, and then we're going to stop squeezing when we're near the bottom, and then we're going to pull away really quick. And that way you'll get a nice pointy end at the bottom of your heart. Can you see that?
Yeah, I'm just focusing.
And then we just do the exact same thing for the other side. Squeeze, bring it down, stop squeezing when you get near the end, and then pull it away to get the peak.
Yeah.
The pink just matches everything so perfectly. So this is the bubble pink, it's called. And do this slowly. Like, don't expect, like, even when I've done maybe, how many trays? This is probably my 7th tray of practicing the hearts. I still wouldn't say I'm 100% happy, but like they're fine, they work. I'll show you when they're all put together. But every time you do a tray, you're going to get more and more happy with doing it.
James is asking if we mix 2 separate colours, could you bind them together and get like a 2-tone macaron?
Yeah, you can indeed.
The kisses there as well already.
So you can like make up some of the white. So this is the whisper white. This one's the one that doesn't have any colour in it. And then you can make it up, and after you kind of firstly roughly combine the almonds, separate them into 2 bowls, and then add in gel paste colour. You can't get deep colours, it's difficult to anyway. And then you do your macaronage, take the air out, and then you can fill them in 2 different piping bags, and then put that piping bag into a bigger piping bag into your nozzle. Okay?
Makes sense.
So I might go a little bit quiet when I'm doing this. Is there any questions anybody has?
It's really I've done 6 center.
Is anyone afraid of making macarons thinks that this might be a little bit easier? I won't say it's foolproof for macarons. Like
Easier.
yeah, like I always say the macarons are a what's the word? A journey. Like if you get it on the first go, you are very lucky, and that's even with using my mix, which makes it easier. So, but I'm always available on social media if you ever need any help. As some of you may be watching, I've already like late at night people message me for help, and I'm like up helping them, and I love it. Like I enjoy like everyone succeeding and finally getting it, because it's my baby.
Ed is asking, have you used coconut flour?
No, I have not, but you may try it and let me know.
I don't know if you got lucky with hazelnut flour that it was exactly the same, or is that the only one?
Well, see, someone actually suggested it to me that they used it. I never tried it. I only ever used ground almonds. Actually, I used pistachio as well. But I've seen people like substitute some of the ground almonds for ground up biscuits. So I'm dying to try that. I've seen people do Oreos. So I'm just going a little bit quieter because I'm trying to do these a little bit faster so I can get them into the oven. Because we have a whole cake to do yet.
A Happy New Year from Mary Jane Proctor, and also Happy New Year from Paul O'Reilly.
Happy New Year. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I see some people like freehand these hearts. I just don't have the courage. I need a template. Ooh. Right, I'm just rushing these last ones now.
Maybe rotation, show everyone you're finished as well.
Yep.
Some people are saying about angles to see it better.
Yeah. Oop. So it is the same colour as my tray. Let me see.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have my oven preheated to 135 degrees Celsius, and I'm going to put them in for 15 minutes to start with and check them, but they should be in for about 18 minutes altogether. So I always put on a timer. And one thing you'll notice, actually I always forget this, I'll tell you now in a second.
Leanne says she was scared to make macarons until she started using cake paper.
No.
That's the perfect answer.
So, these are no rest macarons. So, with other recipes, you'll have to leave them to rest until they form a skin and then bake them. So you could be leaving them from 20 minutes to 45 to an hour. So one thing I was adamant about with this recipe is that it was no rest, so that you can make them and put them straight into the oven, and it is just incredible, like so quick. Like if I was doing that on my own without all the waffling, like I could mix it up and pipe it out in like 10-12 minutes, get it in, and then how long, 18 minutes in the oven, and you can have macarons in less than an hour, which normally would take a lot longer making it from scratch.
Rosemary's saying there's not much room between each macaron. Do they not spread when you're cooking them?
No, that's the perfect amount of room. I've never had them spread. If your mix is really loose, so let's say you don't mix your batter, your meringue enough, it'll be super loose and it'll be like liquid. So you do want it to be stiff enough that it holds its shape a little bit. Okay.
Why do you prefer baking paper to the silicone mats?
So baking paper heats quicker from the bottom because it's real thin, whereas the silicone takes longer to heat, and you can get cracking easier, you can get wonky shells easier. So I'm just practicing with the silicone because I actually like piping on the silicone. I find the shape, like, because you know parchment can go a bit wrinkly. So with the silicone, obviously it's flat, but you know it's the two. If you're doing it for the first time, definitely do it with the parchment. Like I only started using the silicone there maybe a month or two ago, just to kind of try it out. But the parchment is much easier to work with. I hope that answers your question.
Sarah's asking, did you mean Oreos to replace the flour altogether?
No, so like you could take out. I haven't tried it now, so don't like think it's going to work straight away. Yeah, but I've seen it on other recipes where they take out like 20 grams of almond flour and put in 20 grams of ground up Oreos. I think you'd have to take out the inside white bit, the cream inside the Oreos, and just do the shells, and then blitz them up in a little coffee grinder if you have one. Yeah. Maybe I'll come on and do another live on that if I figure it out.
What about ground pistachio? I think you did use pistachios.
I did, yeah. You can use pistachios as well. Yeah, just make sure they're nice and fine. I bought some on Amazon, and then I further ground them down in my little coffee grinder, which is the best thing ever. And they work perfectly, and they were delicious. And it is quite a strong flavour, so I wouldn't put in 100% the pistachios. I did like I think it was 40 grams pistachios, or 30 grams even, because it is very strong. So 30 grams pistachios, and then 70 grams of the almonds, and then you can play around with how strong you want it, but it is quite a strong, intense flavour.
Rebecca's asking the ultimate question: what's the difference between macarons and macaroons?
Aha! So macarons are these guys here. So they're sandwiched
little discs,
shells filled with buttercream. Ooh. And macaroons are is it almond and coconut? No, I think it's a coconut.
It's coconut anyway.
Coconut and egg white, and you dip them in chocolate. It's a completely different thing. Google it. Macaroon is 2 O's, and macaron is 1 O. Okay.
They're a lot bigger as well.
Yeah, they're big. They're like, you get them with a cup of tea kind of, and they're dipped in chocolate, or like they have a zigzag of chocolate over the top. They are delicious and very easy to make. So I put in 200 grams of the Vivid Red cake cream. So we should have a nice dark red. And then I have butter here. I'm just going to make sure. So we're making the Swiss meringue buttercream now. And you want your butter to be nice and soft. So I'll just show you how soft I mean. So see how easy that is to mix around. Room temperature tends not to be soft enough.
Not room temperature enough.
Yeah. so it won't be soft enough. So what I do is I actually take it out the fridge and I put it in on defrost on my microwave, and it just gets a really perfect spreadable consistency, and you don't have to wait around for ages as well, which is another win. And that is 227 grams of butter, which is like half a block or a small block of butter. I actually think England do it a little bit different to us in Ireland. I think your half blocks are 250 grams, whereas ours are 225 or 224 actually, I think it is. So just mix that in roughly with your spatula, just so the mix doesn't go up while in the air. And then we'll start to mix it. So if you've ever tried to make Swiss meringue buttercream from scratch, you know that this is going to be so much easier, because you have to separate your egg whites, and you have to cook them, you have to use a thermometer, and then you have to whisk it up and then add your butter. So it does take a lot. Whereas this, you don't have to waste any egg yolks or think of something to use them for. So once you have that roughly combined, you can use a paddle attachment or a whisk attachment. I've been using a whisk attachment recently because I prefer it. But the instructions do say a paddle attachment. Both of them work, to be honest. I just use the whisk more, so that's what I use. So I'm just going to give this a quick mix to make sure it's fully combined. If you need to scrape the bowl down, just give it a scrape. Make sure you have a nice smooth.
Donna's asking for red velvet cake. How much would you need to add of the red to get the fine red colour? Would you use the pre-coloured one? Or?
So I actually have a recipe on the website, the cake cream website for it. I got buttercream all over my hands. And I think the recipe has 400 grams of cake cream. I'll have to double check it. Does that answer the question?
Is that coloured cake cream already, or do you add to it?
Yeah, coloured cake cream. So you would use the Vivid Red cake cream, and it has the colour in it already, as you can see here. Okay, and then we need some warm water.
You get Oreo pieces in cute bags in Musgraves. It makes amazing buttercream. Definitely worth trying.
Oh, that'd be delish. I definitely need to give that a go.
Cake decorating company shared your red velvet cake recipe.
Ah, perfect.
On the ball. Thank you.
Andrew, she's giving you a run for your money.
I'll just go home.
Yeah.
It's fine. I'm happy. How long does your cream keep without being in the fridge? Example, icing on a wedding cake.
Yeah. So
if it wasn't in the fridge.
So I think it's up to 3 days.
Depending on the room it's in.
Yeah. Well, if it's in hot summer, like you don't want to put any buttercream and cake out in a room unless it has air conditioning. But up to 3 days. I always keep mine in the fridge because the buttercream is nice and solid, and you don't risk sticking your finger into it. But if you're bringing it to a wedding, what I do is I leave it in the fridge for as long as possible, especially on a hot day, and then I pop it into an air-conditioned car, and then dry it, and then set it up in the venue yourself, as close as possible to the time they come in is what I do. Obviously enough time if you have to arrange flowers or whatever, and leave a little bit of time in case your car breaks down. So we want warm water, and so this is 125 grams of warm water, and I'm actually just going to add it back into my jug.
What are the different prices for cake cream?
All the prices, you'll be able to check them out on the cake decorating company's page. They are all the same price because they're all the same size, 400 grams, and there's no variation depending on what colour you get. They're all the same price. So we're just going to slowly add in our warm water. And don't have your mixer on high when you do this. So the colour is going to get even more vibrant now as we add in the water, because the colour is activated by water. Just going to check my macarons. They're looking good.
To be exact, the cake cream is £9.99.
Perfect. Thank you very much. Okay, just slowly add it in until it incorporates, and then add some more. And it's kind of like when you're adding eggs into a cake batter.
Could we use these mixes to make a royal icing?
Yes, you can indeed. I haven't posted a recipe yet, but I've been working on one. And you can use them for making cookies. Okay, I'm just going to give the bowl a quick scrape down. I'm such a messy caker. Fair play to you if you're a tidy one, because I can't.
Never get anything done.
Well, especially with red buttercream. Okay, and then you just want to mix that until all the water is combined. And then that's it. So these are some ones I made up already. So this is pink lace, and this is Swiss meringue buttercream. You see that okay? Yeah. And then I have bubble pink. So that's the same colour as the macarons we made. And that's the Swiss meringue buttercream. And then we have the white. So this is the whitened version, which has the whitener in it. So you can see how much whiter it is to normal buttercream. So we're going to be using that as well. Put that in the way. Okay, this is all done now. What? Oh yeah, sorry. Okay, so I'll just show you how red that is. Hopefully you can see it pick it up on the camera. Nice and red.
Yeah.
How does it look on the camera?
Looks good, yeah.
Sometimes it looks different on the camera. Alright, so I'm going to pop that into a plastic bowl.
How long would it keep on cupcakes?
Same again, yeah. When I do cupcakes, I always flat top them as well, to lock in the moisture. Because the cupcakes, the sponge itself will dry out quite quickly, like unless you cover it.
You could freeze them, and you could freeze it, and you could keep.
Yeah, you can freeze cake cream when you make the Swiss meringue buttercream, and it can keep for a couple of months. And you can store it in the fridge for a little bit longer as well, so it'll store in the fridge maybe 7 days to 10 days. Right, so what do we think so far? Easy enough?
So, yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to get the cake out of the fridge for me, Andrew?
Sure.
So I'm going to show you a really cool technique, and then we're going to do some nice piping. So I'm going to tie my hair up for this. Everything that I'm using today is not going to be eaten, it's all for display. Thank you. You can just leave. Oh, you don't want to come into the camera, do you? I'm just camera shy today. Okay. So I'm going to pop this onto the turntable now. Will you have to move things about?
That's okay.
So I have a cake here that's crumb coated. And this is, I think it's a 5-inch cake. Yeah, 5 inches. And so when you're about to buttercream your cakes, like it's quite cold here in Ireland today, and this buttercream has been sitting out for maybe an hour or so. So I would always give that a quick little warm up in the microwave just to soften it down. Because if your Swiss meringue buttercream gets too cold, the butter will start to separate as it solidifies. So even this, and also it makes it really silky smooth and helps get rid of any air bubbles. So I'm just going to do it to all of them, give them a quick little blast.
Shirley's asking again, what's the difference between Swiss meringue and
Okay, so a Swiss meringue is literally meringue based, so it's really light because of that, and because you have the egg whites in there, it's not sweet as normal buttercream, and it's silkier as well. It's fantastic to work with. It's really smooth. It doesn't have any graininess like you would get with American buttercream, It's very popular like in Australia, in America, and it's becoming more and more popular in the UK and Ireland and Europe and everywhere else. So I don't know if you can see, it's even shinier now. So it's gotten even shinier. I'm just going to go a little bit more. And I would always do this. It's kind of like, you know, with your American buttercream when you paddle it against the side of the bowl to get the air bubbles out. That's like the equivalent. And we've gone even more shinier, and it's just easier to work with. It won't like pull up your cake or anything like that.
Someone's wondering what the shelf life of it is in the packet.
It's 6 months or more. Yeah, it's a long time.
It's just powder and sugar. So
The macarons look great. We have lovely little feet. Yeah, 6 months, and it has a reseal on it, so you could use half of it. Like I made up 200 grams of the red there. Obviously that's half the packet. And it's definitely more than I'm going to need for what I'm going to show you. We're going to do a real cool kind of marbling technique. So while we're waiting, if you can share this live and get everyone involved, share it onto groups, I would really appreciate it.
Maria says she only uses cake cream now when she has a buttercream cake to do.
Yay!
She loves the taste and it's not as sweet as buttercream.
Yeah, it's great.
That's that.
Especially for adults, like, because I think American buttercream is too sweet. Like, kids love American buttercream. They love cake cream as well. But you know the way kids just love the overly sweet stuff. And I think, especially the older I get, the more I don't like super sweet things.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like moussey and light, very light.
Lynn's asking, did you chrome coat your cake with cake cream?
Yeah,
as well, or what?
that's the white one there, so that's super white. I may have cheated as well, that's an M&S cake.
Yeah. Three M&S cakes.
Yeah, 3 M&S cakes. It's a coffee and walnut one. And, oh actually no, they weren't even M&S, they're even more cheap. They're little.
Deluxe.
So I did a hack. I just got 3 of them and cut off the filling and then filled it with cake cream.
Yeah, Paula Riley's making a good point to say cake cream is great if you need to add sprinkles to your design.
Yes.
It's really easy to attach them.
Yes, like I
Doesn't really
couldn't
set.
use American buttercream for that reason. So you know when your buttercream, American buttercream, it gets that crust on the outside, and if you want to stick your sprinkles to it, it's impossible to stick. Whereas a cake cream, it does set hard, but it won't develop a crust. So you can stick sprinkles on. I actually, what I do is I throw them at the cake. So if I want a few small little dragées, I just throw them on. And if you want to stick like gold leaf on or something like that, which I will be doing, it's super easy. So I'm just going to check my macarons. And basically what we want is, you don't want the shell to wobble, you want it to be solid. So I'm going to leave that in for another 1.5 minutes and we should be good to go.
Do the vibrant colours stain your skin at all?
Ooh, no.
Blacks or the reds?
No, I've never noticed a stain on my skin from them.
Your tongue a bit. Skin not so much.
Well, we can try it. Maybe if you left it on for long enough. Leave it on there for a bit. A little cake cream tattoo.
Yeah.
You could use it for a little bit of lip tint if you wanted.
Your stuff on a night out.
Yeah.
Rosy those cheeks.
So you see how silky and shiny that becomes? Can you see that okay? Right, and I'm just going to do the white again just to soften that and then we'll be good to go. So let's have a look at this.
Severe kitchen envy.
No stain. Severe kitchen envy. You don't want to see behind the camera. You wouldn't have envy if you saw behind the camera.
Will you be doing any lives on the heart-shaped chocolate molds? Please?
Yes, I will. I'm sure I will. I'm I don't know if the cake decorating company will. Maybe Bryony will.
Multicolored geo hearts is the same thing.
Multicolored geo hearts.
Same as the heart ones.
Yeah. I think they saw my video that I did. Okay, so I think these are good to come out now. So I'll just show you them. Can you see?
Yes.
So I'm going to leave them cool down. And you see when I touch the top, they're solid. My oven's always hotter over here, so these ones always cook a bit better. Alright, so I'm going to leave these over here just to cool down. I can turn this off. Right. So I'm going to show you a really cool technique. So it's kind of like a combat style, but with Valentine's colours. It's kind of like a marble effect, but I'll be using all of these colours. So I'm hoping it'll turn out lovely. I do always have these ideas in my head. So I'm just literally going to scoop out my palette knife, and I'm going to apply. I'm going to try and do it so you can see. I normally do it over here, so I'm going to have to do it a little bit differently.
Bit of contortion.
Yeah. And then literally I'm just going to scoop out different colours as I go. I'm going to create like a layer, and then when it sets I'll go back around and scrape away until the pattern comes out. Trust me, when I start scraping, it's so cool. I'm going to leave the red then for doing piping on the outside, on top of it, just so the red pops so it doesn't all blend in. Okay.
Kira's saying this is the Kitchen and Sugar Sisters store in Dublin city centre. So much pink.
Yeah. And the cake is super pink as well. Valentine's Day works very well for the shop. So just very rough. You don't have to be really particular about it. Just very random. Have a bit of fun with it. And every time you do this, it's going to be different because we use different colours. And no two marble effects are going to be the same as well. Has anyone seen this effect being done before?
Find out in 2 minutes.
Yeah.
When the video
There always is a little bit of lag, yeah.
There's like a minute or two lag, so we only see questions from like 2 or 3 minutes ago.
So I made 200 grams of each colour up. You really only needed 100 max, and that's being generous even. Okay, nearly done. I hope this will fit in the freezer. Get it nice and set quickly.
Donna's never seen it before, Leanne's never seen it before.
Ah! Wait till you see.
Two first timers.
Do I have the blue? Oh, I think it's down on the shop floor. Will you grab the blue one from?
Yeah.
And I'll show you that. So I did a blue one at Christmas time.
Yeah, someone said it's for months and months.
Yeah. Yeah. So it looks messy now and it looks like it's all blended in, but trust me. Okay. And then we'll put some on the top as well. Probably do like a block colour so it doesn't really matter too much on the top.
Tie-dye finish.
Yeah. Just leave it to the side for a second until I finish this and I'll show them. and just tidy up the top. I'm going to be filling it mostly with swirls and macarons, so it doesn't really matter too much about your finish on the top. And then we're going to smooth it out, and it will all blend together, but once it's set and then we come back over it, it's going to look awesome.
I've done it with normal buttercream, but this looks so much easier when you're getting a nicer blend.
Yeah. So you could just leave it like blended like this, but I'm going to set it and come back and scrape, and it'll reveal a different pattern altogether. So stay tuned.
Sandra's asking, have you taken the macarons out yet?
Yes, yeah, I took them out. They're chilling over there. They were in for 18 minutes. So I'm just filling in any gaps that I missed, and then I'll go back over and scrape again. I want to get it nice and smooth. My turntable stops turning sometimes. Just has a mind of its own. Here you go. Turn. Okay. And then pull that edge in, so you get that nice corner.
So pretty.
And then when I come back and scrape it after it's set. Now I don't think you can do this technique with American buttercream. You can do this with American buttercream, but the scrape.
Says they tried it as well, but it looks so much easier with this. The blend is nicer.
Yeah, like you can do this right now as it is with American buttercream, but the technique I'm going to do after I chill this in the fridge and come back, I don't know if you can do it with American buttercream because it'll crust. Okay, so it's a bit rough, but when I come back and I scrape it again, it'll smooth out any bumps and lumps that I'm not happy with. So I'm just going to pop that into the freezer for me. You can set it in the fridge as well. It just takes a little bit longer. But because I'm doing a live, we'll pop it into the freezer. Probably only take 10 minutes. Won't take long at all. So, do we have any questions? I'm just going to do a little tidy up.
It's all just the answers from where they've seen that method before. Asking again if the cake decorating company ships it to America, which they do.
Do they?
Yeah.
So the cake decorating company does ship to America. So there you go.
Sorry, just a clarification, because maybe this is why, because they're saying they can't ship aerosols or alcohol-based products.
Ah, okay.
So maybe it was because that was in your cart, but
Yeah.
everything else is fine.
Yeah.
So that would make sense. How long would you set it for if it was in the fridge?
20 minutes, 30 minutes. You want it to be really nice and firm. So you can just get on with something else while it's in the fridge. Like even leave it up to an hour and you'll be confident that it will be set. Because if you try scrape it and it's not fully set, you kind of get these like little fluffy ball marks, you know, like fluff on your jumpers. It kind of goes like that. If that makes sense. I do waffle and I don't know if it makes sense at all, so please tell me if I'm not making any sense. Okay, so we have a bit of time to kill. What'll I do? Will we do some meringue kisses while we're waiting for that to chill? Yeah? I won't have time to show you them finished.
How long for the macarons to cool?
I'd leave them for a little bit longer. Okay, certain. Well,
Maybe give the camera a quick look. I think some people missed it when you took out the macarons.
so there's one. Oh, let me see, we have lovely feet. We get two and sandwich them together.
Yeah.
Ooh. Ooh. So there they are.
Yeah.
Okay. So they need a little bit longer just to chill. And then I actually made these earlier, and these are the bubble pink. So see, they're lovely. So that's or not the bull pink, the pink lace. And that's what I'm going to use for decorating the cake, just in case they don't cool down fully in time. And I just filled them with some of the white buttercream. Yeah. And I actually did put sprinkles on those. I put sprinkles on these guys. So before you put them into the oven, you can put some nice sprinkles on. Don't go for the big metallic sprinkles. These are the little nonpareils, and they just work perfectly on top of them. So I like to use them. What I might actually do is I'll give these a little bit of glitter and some gold leaf while we wait. Bling them up, sure. So I have some white glitter, and you'll need some edible glue and a nice little brush. I'm just going to grab a brush. Okay. And the scissors. So because like when you're using gold leaf, you need it to be, the surface to kind of be sticky or wet. It won't stick to a dry surface. I just put a little bit of glue down, just your standard edible glue, and it'll stick a bit of gold leaf for you. So this is 24 carat. I'm very sure the Cake Decorating Company has a version of it, or if not the exact same one. And I always cut it into 4. It's just a little bit easier to handle. Just don't touch the gold leaf because it will come off on your finger. Yeah. So we'll do the gold leaf first. They're so cute. Like even just like a box full of macarons for Valentine's Day, I think would be such a nice gift. Hint, hint. You're gonna make me some macarons, Andrew?
Sure.
You've actually made them before.
I have.
Andrew's made the macarons, guys. If Andrew can do it, you can do it. Okay, so
If everyone could have Emily over their shoulder while making them.
oh, you didn't. I gave you the instructions, and I didn't tell you what to do at all. Right, so I'm actually going to put the. So this is the Sugar Flare Powder Puff Glitter Dust in white, but you could obviously use any colour. They do it in white or whatever, gold, and it actually makes them look even shinier. And it gives it obviously a nice glitter, which I love. And then pop a little bit of edible glue onto your macarons. I would only do like 2 at a time because the glue will kind of dissolve into it. So I've just put it on 2 places there, and then pick up your gold leaf and then press it down. And I think just really finishes them off and makes them super luxurious. You see?
So I'm just reading comments now. Yes. Yeah.
Isn't that fab? So just like takes them to the next level. Even if you just put a tiny bit of the gold leaf on. A little bit of bling.
Someone's asking about the boxes for macarons.
You'll have to check on the Cake Decorating site. I'm not sure myself. I don't work for the Cake Decorating Company, so I don't know what stock they carry. I know they carry cake cream.
That's the main.
Yeah.
Does cake cream take artificial flavours just the same as standard butter?
Yeah, takes it perfectly. And we do a flavoured range as well. I think the Cake Decorating Company have the salted caramel, and then our chocolate, which is also chocolate coloured as well.
Leanne loves that you have matching gold scissors with your gold leaf.
Yeah. I bought loads of gold like baking utensils. I got like a gold sieve, gold spoons.
It wouldn't be an Emily bake without a gold leaf.
Yes. Anyone who follows me know that I put gold leaf on everything for good reason. I don't have issues. It's not like it doesn't look alright. I'm trying to justify it.
Quick 1-2 comments on this as well. So Shirley asks how long the macarons last once you've made them, and then Stacey replied saying not long in my house.
Yeah, that's very true. So you can actually freeze them and they'll last for ages. You can freeze the shells or you can freeze them filled. It's actually preferred if you're making macarons to fill them and leave them in the fridge, and they kind of develop. So typically you're supposed to eat them the day after. I can never wait, so I would just eat them straight away. But you could fill them, leave them in the fridge overnight, and then have them there for your cakes that week if you wanted. I tend to make them up the day or the day before, just because I'm a lastminute.com kind of person. But like, you could do a big batch of like plain white or plain pink, whatever colour you know you're going to use a lot of, and just leave the shells in the freezer in a nice Tupperware box, and nice and sealed, and you can leave them in there for a couple of months for all your cakes coming up, and you can put them on all your cupcakes and your cakes ready to go. Very, very handy. Right, I'm just going to put this away for now. How are we for time?
That's just gone 8 o'clock.
Woo. What do you think, guys? Will I do some meringue kisses? I wasn't planning on, but if you want me to, they're quick.
Someone was asking about I don't know if you have time for that, but about the multicolours stuff. So.
Well, like, I can show you how to paint on the inside of the bag.
Yeah.
The meringue kisses are awesome, so I will show you. It is very quick.
I think, yeah. It's a good one that people want to know how you get that marbled effect.
Okay. Oh, these are so pretty. I'm just going to take a quick picture before I put them on the cake. And what colours will I do? Because I've done the pink and the red already. I could do purple.
Tracy's asking the shells not go soft if you fill them straight away.
Yeah, so that's why you don't fill them straight away, like let them cool down and then you fill them and then leave them in the fridge, because they go soft, because it makes them chewy and gooey and lovely. But that's what all the French people do apparently. Like, I would just eat them straight away, but they develop and get even nicer in texture overnight. So for the meringue kisses, I put my oven on low, so 90 degrees Celsius, and that's going to help stop any cracks.
Yes, please. Yes, please do meringue kisses. This would be good. I've never seen them before.
Okay.
Yes, please. Yes. Purple.
You're getting an extra bonus here. I think I'm gonna have to do this in a silver. Do we have another glass bowl?
A third one. I don't think so.
Okay, I'm gonna have to do it in a silver bowl, so you won't be able to see it completely. But I'll show you it when it's whisked up, so you can see. Because I used all the glass bowls.
Sarah says good morning from sunny South Australia.
Good morning. I hate you.
Yeah.
Right, I'm just gonna take a drink of water. So I like to use the cake cream without any colour in it for this. So just the Whisper White, and then I paint the inside of a piping bag to give it the colour. And you can of course use a colour, but when you whisk it, it tends to go a bit paler. Actually, will I do a colour? Just to show you the difference. No, it looks so nice with the stripes. We'll just do, because I've shown you all the colours, I want to show you how to do the stripes. So we're going to go in with 100 grams of the Whisper White cake cream. So that's the one that doesn't have any colour in it. Oops, that's not it. So 100 grams Whisper White. I actually just need them. And I'm just boiling the kettle there because we need some boiling water as well. While that's boiling, we can get our nozzle ready. So you want a nice big round nozzle?
Say that 5 times quickly. After a drink.
So this would be like the Gem 3 ore. So it's a big round nozzle, is the best when you're doing this. And take my from here. So we're going to do purple and pink. And you just need a normal gel paste. So I have purple, pink. Did I see brushes somewhere there? Did you have them clean? Oh, they're here. So piping bag, nozzle goes in, put your nozzle all the way down, and then you can actually mark where you need to cut it. And push your nozzle back and cut. Okay, kettle's boiled. I'm just going to grab the water from there. So, we need 40 grams of water. And I'm just going to do this with a spoon because I'm doing it straight in. And I don't want to put too much in.
It's just adjusting the camera because people were looking for more of like a top down
Oh yeah.
look earlier, so
Go first.
hopefully that helps people more. Best buttercream ever, can't wait to make macarons. Love is makeable.
Thank you. Thanks everyone for tuning in as well. It's nice to have something different to watch for a change.
Kira's wondering if you can swap out the water for salted caramel Baileys. Get rid of the Christmas stuff.
You could, if you're making the Swiss meringue buttercream, you can add Baileys to it, for sure. It takes like lemon curd and any liquid like that quite well. Obviously, if you put too much in, it won't work. But like you could put maybe like 50 grams, which would be nice and strong. I'm just cleaning my whisk over here. But not for making meringues, no. Sorry. Okay, so you want to make sure everything is really nice and grease-free, because you know if you're making meringues, it won't whip properly unless you have it all grease-free. And you grab the silicone mat on top of the aprons behind you there. No rush. So again, just give that a little mix to combine. Thank you. Okay, and then we're going to start mixing this. Okay, on high speed again. I don't put a timer on for this. I prefer to over whisk it when I'm making meringues because you don't want it to lose its shape after you pipe it, and actually over whisking it means that it'll hold its shape much better when it bakes. So I'm just going to paint the inside of my piping bag while we're waiting. So these are the Pro Gels. You could use Sugar Flare, you can use Colour Splash, whatever gels you want. So this is purple and pink.
Kira's clarified that she's drinking the cake, not squirting water.
Oh. So just pop a little bit onto your brush. And we're literally just going to paint it in the nozzle and everything and up the bag. And we'll do 2 strips right opposite each other. Sure, if you check on the cake decorating page, I'm sure there is a green version. So the purple will probably come out quite strong. Let's see. Okay. Easy peasy. parchment paper. I just find it really annoying with the parchment paper when you're doing meringues. When you lift off your nozzle, sometimes the parchment lifts up as well. So you can stick it down your parchment with the meringue underneath, but it's just more cleaning at the end. So the silicone, because it's weighted, it works really, really well. So that's what I like to use. So while that's whisking, I'm going to fill some piping bags, and this is going to be what I'm going to pipe the decorations on to our lovely cake. And I'll talk you through the different nozzles as I'm piping it out and just getting myself prepared. Look at that red. I hope you can see it in the camera as nice as I see it here. It's like proper red, like rose. Can you see? That's the pink glaze, so lovely pale pink. And then the bubble pink is a lovely hot pink. Oh, so good. And it's so good the way, like, I just love that it's consistent. So like, let's say someone sees a cake you've done, or someone's asking for a particular colour, you know you're going to get it straight away. And that's such, like, I don't know, it's like a little treat. Okay, so we're nearly there. What's the cost on? Yeah.
It's a pink cloth, so
Yeah.
camouflage in pink. When you're...
No, it's wet. I do not know. Found it. Nope. Okay, so we're nearly done. It's looking stiff. How many people do we have watching us still?
Still got 179 people.
Wow!
Cheers for sticking around, everyone.
Thank you. So I'm just going to have a little look at this now. I think it needs a little bit longer. Yeah. I'm just going to show you. See, it's a little bit too droopy. See the way the peak flops over? Can you see that okay?
It's on Facebook, so it's too late. Yeah, I can see it there as well.
Okay, so we do need a little bit longer. Not much longer. And I also like to use a template when I do these as well. You can definitely do them freehand. I just like using the template because they can be consistent then.
Stephanie's asking, can a bag of cake cream frost and fill an entire 8-inch cake? It should say it on the packet.
Yeah, so the packet says that one's the same thing. Yeah, fill and frost 8-inch cake. I wouldn't do like the size cake.
400?
What?
400?
Yeah, they're all 400 grams. It would be like a standard height, like a 4-inch high, not like a 6 or 7-inch high. So like if you want to do, if you mostly do like the 7-inch high kind of style cakes, it would fill and frost a 6-inch cake. But if you're doing a standard height, like 4, maybe 5 inches, a 400 gram bag will work for that as well. Okay? Then done.
Can you show that glitter pump again?
Yeah. we're a little bit stiffer. I think we're going to go a little bit more. Just a minute or two more. So I'll fill one of these while we're waiting. So you kind of fill it the same way. Just like that. And then you take your other half and squeeze together. And there you have a lovely macaron. Okay. And that's the bubble pink of the shell, and then it's filled with the bubble pink as well. So you can see the colour difference. It will go paler when you whip the meringue. So you can see the Swiss round buttercream will always be darker than the meringue. Yes, I think that's good now. I probably would leave it for another minute or two, but I'm getting impatient. Alright, so then we just pop that straight into our piping bag. And our lovely colours should come alive now. I always sit down when I do my piping. Does anyone else do that? I actually love it. It's my favourite part, so I kind of enjoy it. Right, now hopefully you're going to be able to see me do this.
I think I got a better angle this time, hopefully.
You can see the colours in the piping bag now.
Yeah.
So fab.
Like an ice cream.
Yeah. So, hold your piping bag up about 1 inch away from your surface. Squeeze. Stop squeezing. Bring it up. And you should get a nice little peak. So you'll see that purple is quite a dark purple to start off with. Maybe next time I would do like a violet rather than a purple because it's so concentrated. It should get, it's kind of like more like a galaxy colour now, which is nice actually. It will get paler. Oh, I love it.
Some test ones first.
Oh yeah, it's paling out nicely now. Oh, I love these. Can they see okay, Andrew?
Yeah. Top down now. So.
And the trick is when you squeeze to do it as smooth as possible, and that way you'll get a nice kind of smooth. You won't get like ridges. We might get one more. Little mini one. Uh-oh. Alright, so there, some meringues. Can you see that okay?
Just focus. I don't know which way to move steady for a sec. Yeah.
Okay.
Very nice. Like marble.
Yeah. I love how shiny they are. They don't keep the shine when you bake them, but it is nice. So you can put a few sprinkles onto these as well. Let's say some nice little gold nonpareils. And they don't sink into it. Again, don't use like chocolate sprinkles or big balls. Couldn't think of another word. Just gonna go for it.
Liz frosted a 5-inch cake that was 6 inches tall, and she still had some left over.
Oh, you must be very generous. Okay.
How long was that meringue whisking for?
Oh, I would say 8 minutes, 7 minutes, I would guess. Right, will you grab me the cake out of the fridge, Andrew? And we'll get this cake decorated. So I can't wait to show you this bit. So this is where we're going to scrape away. Thank you. So you see now all the colours are blended together. Are we on the side camera?
Yeah, I might have to reposition.
Okay.
It's a little tall.
All good? I never showed the blue frosty cake actually.
Oh yeah.
You're going to see it now anyway.
Posted it.
Yeah.
Probably on the Facebook page somewhere.
Yeah.
Sugar Sisters.
Right, can I start?
Yep.
So see the way they're all kind of smudged? So we're just going to literally scrape, and this is gonna, I do this even when I'm not doing this technique because you get a lovely smooth surface and any kind of bumps and lumps become smooth. So you see the pattern. Now this is gonna take a good bit of elbow grease for me because it is frozen. It will be easier to scrape away when it's not frozen. You see that lovely pattern starting to come through? Yeah?
It's like a weird skyline.
Oh,
Like
I love it. So dreamy.
Yeah.
And then just scrape off as you go. So I'll do it as quick as I can. It is going to take me a little bit longer because it's frozen. So what do you guys think?
That'd be a little bit behind, but can you use a hot scraper to help squeeze it?
You can do. I've seen people do it. I've tried it before. Heat, when you're going in on the cold cake cream, it can kind of make it go a bit watery, I think. So I just do it dry. If you were doing this with American buttercream, then go for it. Yeah, I'd say it would work perfectly. Well, you see, I'm not an American buttercream person exactly, so I'd be worried because of the crusts that it might be difficult, but maybe someone who's used to using American buttercream can help me out. But no, it isn't too bad. It's really kind of satisfying to do. It's like a painting. You just leave it as it is and not put any piping on it. But no, I'm going to put piping on. And definitely metal scraper if you're doing this. A plastic one will kind of bend. Has everyone gone all quiet?
Sorry, I was watching it from, not from Facebook, from Venus.
Okay.
Making sure, do it.
Give us a heart if, or was it a like or whichever on a live is a heart. Yeah, give us a heart if you like it.
Lovely, lovely. It's different but beautiful.
Different.
Looks like pink clouds, lovely effect, just fab. I've died and gone to pink heaven.
Yeah. I'll show you the one I've done in blue, and I've done it also in pink and orange. I've done it in loads of colours. Obsessed. And you can just do it with like white and black to create a marble. Creates a beautiful marble. And you don't need to worry about using sugar paste or anything like that.
Lorraine says we're just engrossed, that's all.
Okay, good. I was worried when people go quiet. And then you can fix up your lovely edge as well. It's great for getting that super sharp edge because you can just scrape it and it's solid. It's kind of like chipping away at ice or something like that. I don't know how to describe it.
Cake decorating company themselves has such a stunning effect.
Ah, thank you.
It's mesmerising to watch. Tara says how long you've been baking for.
I'd say about 10 years.
This is beautiful, perfect for Valentine's, says Stephanie.
Yeah. And I'm going to do lots of piping on top of it as well. And then to make sure you don't have any lines, make sure your scraper is nice and clean, and then cross your hands at the back and then go around it once in one sweeping motion. And hopefully your turntable works a bit better than mine because mine stopped turning. I think it needs to be oiled or something like that. And then
says I didn't expect it to turn out like that. It looks beautiful.
I know. That's why I was like trying to be like, stay with me. Trust me, it's going to look awesome.
Bear with me, yeah.
Okay, so now we're going to do a bit of piping. I have a drawing. This is a little sketch I did. Don't judge me. So it's kind of like vintage style. I'm gonna go for it's like lambic. I don't know how to pronounce it. I see loads of cake decorators doing it now. It's kind of like a style trending at the moment. So I'm gonna give it a go. And it's kind of just like old fashioned, but kind of like cute and trendy.
Victorian.
We'll see. But I'm just going to show you how well it pipes and stuff like that. So first we're going to have to do like swags. So I have some round cutters. If you're over here.
How long would you need to leave the cake out so it gets to room temperature if you're frosting it? Or if you're, with this frosting?
Depends on how hot it is. I'd say an hour, maybe. If it was really well chilled.
Marie Antoinette.
It cuts best when it's cold.
Yeah.
Marie Antoinette, yes, very that style. So I'm just going to decide what cutter size I want. I'm just going to see. Okay, so there will be a back because it won't join perfectly. So I'm just going to use this to kind of as a marker. I might even do it a little bit smaller just to make it a little bit easier. Yeah, I'm going to go.
Kathy's asking freezer or fridge. It was frozen for.
Yeah, we froze it, but I would normally use the fridge. It's just because we're doing a live.
What was that, half an hour? Yes?
No, I'd say 15 minutes maybe. But we didn't need that long. Like it only needed maybe 10 minutes in the freezer, because you don't want your cake to be fully frozen. It's just to chill the buttercream well. And then if you were putting it into the fridge, maybe 30 minutes, 40 minutes, would be fine. Depends on how cold your fridge is. Like our fridge almost freezes here. It's so cold.
Yeah.
So it works really quickly. And also depending on how well chilled your cake was before. Like I would always have my sponge layers in the fridge so they'd be cold. So it will set quicker, whereas if you have your sponge cake at room temperature, it's going to take longer for everything to set. Okay. Right, so I'm just going to use this to mark the circle. Can you see? It's like a swag. Yeah?
Yes.
So I'm just going to do that the whole way around, trying to keep it at the same level.
Could you use sweet stamp on the buttercream?
You can only use it with American buttercream. I've struggled with Swiss meringue buttercream. So what I normally do is I make a plaque. Oh, actually that joined up freakishly well. So do I have a plaque on this? Yeah. So this was the blue one I made at Christmas time. See the blue? So that's it in the blue.
Yeah, it's focus, yeah.
And then I did the sweet stamp on a bit of sugar paste and stuck it on the front. I also did it for Halloween. I did a ghost, I was going to say clown, a ghost, and I did the text into that, and it just adds another like decorative element. So I just made it look like a scarf here because it tied in,
Yeah.
but you can make it look like a ribbon or whatever. Okay, so I'm going to use the pale pink.
Stunning effect, can't wait to try it out.
Thank you.
Please do.
So I'm going to draw our pipe along the line here. And yes, I didn't breathe when I did that.
I don't think anyone does.
So you want to have your hand nice and steady and use your other, like I use my right hand, I'm right-handed.
Leverage on your hand.
Use your left hand to kind of hold it steady and keep the pressure with your right hand. All the way up. It's going to be such like I feel like tacky style, not to be an insult of the cake, but like it's got kind of tacky sort ofness that like the old-fashioned Christmas cakes, that sort of style. And then we're going to do like a little teardrop. So I'm just practicing on my piece of paper here so that I'm happy. I think this not, oh no, I'll do the hot pink. So basically a blob, and then we'll pull it down. Yeah. So basically I'm going to squeeze, and then I'm going to pull it down there like that. You see that?
Yes. Scallop indeed.
Scallop, yes, thank you. I'm terrible with words. What do we think so far? Nice. Okay. And then I'm going to do some pink hearts. A red. Actually, no, I'm going to do some of this down here as well.
Like the fancy skirting board, like the, you know, the ceiling you see on
yeah,
fancy Victorian.
very kind of regal almost.
What tip is that you're using?
So this is a 3ES, and that one was a 1ES. And they're all gem nozzles. So basically I'm squeezing in the one spot and then I'm pulling it up. And then I stop squeezing near the end. And then we'll do a little bit of pink on here, like a little pink star. So I feel like this style isn't going to be for everyone, but it's trending now, so I'm just trying to keep trendy, you know, and hip.
Cool kids.
Yeah.
Will fondant stick to this icing?
Yes, really well.
Yeah.
It doesn't crust or anything like that, so it sticks anything onto it really easily. Okay, and then I'm going to pipe some hearts. And again, I'm just going to pipe onto my paper here to practice it. So it's the same thing, but we do two of them and join them in the middle. Here goes nothing.
Ask everyone to collect the over.
And then try and keep them in the same position. You can mark them out if you wanted first. I'm just going to go for it. Okay. What do we think? Do we like? Yeah. What else? I'm going to fill this up with some more red now, and we'll do some piping on the top, and then we'll finish it off with my macarons, bit of gold leaf, and then we're pretty much done. What?
What else would you put on other than gold?
I mean, I could definitely keep piping here. Like, you could just keep going. I feel like it's a more is more style. But we could put some sprinkles on it as well. How's our audience?
At the 150 mark.
Excellent, guys. Thank you so much for sticking with me.
Yeah, cake decorating company posting as well. The two nozzles, the 1ES, 3ES. ESs.
Okay, so I'm going to do a rope on the top here. So hopefully you'll be able to see this now. And literally, I'm just going to go around in a spiral as I turn the turntable. And you can stop as well. Don't feel like you have to go around the whole way. Just when you stop, make sure you stop with it on the downward stroke, yeah. Because you can then go in and start again like nothing ever happened. That's it so far. And then I'm going to do some like rosettes in the center here. Okay, and then I have some macarons that I made with our gold leaf and everything on them. And then we can pop these on.
I love that it's so different here.
Isn't it so different? I like doing different cakes for a change. And you can make a mini version of this, because obviously for Valentine's Day you don't want something too big. Squeeze that one in. Okay. And then I will go in with our lovely glitter again. What I might actually do is do a little star up here as well, or a little pearl. You can go in and add like loads of little pearls. Just little dots. And you could really just keep going if you wanted. I really like it. It's kind of tacky, but I like it. So then I'm going to go in with my glitter. Glitter everywhere. And it literally does go everywhere.
Filling the room.
It is, and I think the air conditioning's on, so.
It's on my face now.
Good. And then we'll go in with some gold leaf. And you'll see what I mean by the buttercream, it doesn't crust, so we can just stick this straight on. Trying to avoid the swirls though, because they'll still be soft. Stick it around randomly. So does anyone think they're going to try this style?
I'd say so.
And does anyone think they're going to give their cake cream a go?
Which spray pump did you just use there?
That's the white one again.
White
Yeah.
again?
Yeah. You could definitely do gold, it'd be nice with this as well. Right, I'm actually really happy with that. So the meringues take 2 hours in the oven, so you're not going to see them today, unfortunately. What I might do is I'll take a picture and send it on to Bryony, and she might post it up so you can see. But yeah, do we have any questions before we go? Anybody have any questions?
Two people said definitely going to try it.
Yay!
I know someone who would love this. Definitely give cake cream a go.
Excellent.
Can't wait to try everything. Yeah, cool people.
Well, if you do give it a try, please tag us so we can see that you're creating it and see your lovely creations. I love seeing you guys try out different things. And if you want to buy it, you can buy it from the Cake Decorating Company, and they have a lovely range of our most popular colours, perfect for Valentine's. You can use them for cupcakes, and go onto our website cake-cream.com and you can find all of our recipes on there. And yeah, I hope you guys give it a go. And are we on the main camera or the side camera? Perfect. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed tonight and you learned some stuff. And yeah, hopefully I might be back on. Maybe Bryony might have me back if I didn't cause too much trouble. And I hope you guys enjoyed. And as ever, please tag me in if you make anything. And maybe there's a link as well for them to go shop on the Cake Decorating website now if you want.
Yeah, I think it's a pin or posted her. Oh yeah, she just posted the second.
So Bryony's just put a link so that you can shop onto the Cake Decorating Company's website, so you can get cake cream and you can get loads of different things that I was using tonight on there as well. And a huge thank you to Andrew for helping out and dealing with me all the time.
Yeah.
And thanks everyone for tuning in. I think that's all the thanks, and good night.
Yeah.
I can think
We'll
of.
just saying
Thank you.
Could listen to you forever.
Oh wow!
Happy. Yeah.
Thank you, Kathy. I don't think I can speak for forever. I'm probably going to go hoarse after this. So yeah, thanks so much for tuning in, and maybe I'll see you again. And please buy cake cream and give it a try, and I'll talk to you soon.
Okay.
Bye.